And we depend on underwriting and memberships. We are done with our member-a-thon this year, but we can still take your membership. We're not going to exclude you just because you didn't make the official cutoff date. WAIF883.org is how you do that. $25 is all we ask. It's quick and easy. Mention Ramblin Rob, Tabor Jesse, or the greatest story ever told in the comments, remarks, purpose section, so we get credit. If you have less than that, we'll take it. It's just another way to help us bring this good stuff to you each and every week. And if you have more than that, at the $250 level, mention us in the comments and remarks section, and you get to come on air with Tabor, Jesse, and myself. Pick a little playlist, sit down with us, pretend like you're a DJ like we do every week, and have some fun, and play some tunes, and have your voice spread through everyone's bodies in the entire Cincinnati area. Yes, because technically we're radio waves, so technically my voice is going through every single person that could hear me. Isn't that freaky? Anyway, I'll quit freaking you out. Maybe. Okay, let's go through what happened today in Grateful Dead history, because I'm going to rock out with some different stuff. I'll go through what I'm going to play here in just a little bit. Find Ramblin Rob on Facebook. Also, Ramblin Rob has an official Facebook page, Ramblin Rob's Greatest Story Ever Told. And also, you can go to the YouTube channel. Have about 265 old shows uploaded. And I just went out Tuesday and saw the interns up at the Naughty Pine. It's free, so you can go up there every Tuesday. I think they're going to be up there this summer. They're one of my favorite bands in the area. They come in to the station every once in a while, just a couple weeks ago actually. Come into the station every once in a while and rock out with us. They also were one of the acts that played at my benefit show for WAIF last fall at the Urban Artifact. So big thanks to those guys. Hopefully we can get some people out there on Tuesdays. They start playing early at 9 o'clock, so that's really good for us old-timers like myself who'd like to be in bed by 10. So come on down a little early, sit down with Ramblin Rob, and listen to the interns. Those guys, they rock out, and they started out the show. The very first number they did was West LA Fade Away, so you gotta like a band like that, right? All right, I'm going to take a deep breath here. Like Superman. I'm not going to blow a building down, though, because it's pretty busy. As it gets to summer, Grateful Dead were always pretty busy in the summer, making the money. You know, Jerry had his BMW and his expensive habits that he had to pay for, so a lot of time on the road. 1968, they were at the Low Library Plaza in New York City. Yeah, and actually those songs appear, never heard of this before, but songs appear in a film about the Columbia University Revolt at Columbia University. And if it was at Columbia University, I don't know, this might have been the show where the band actually had to sneak in a Wonder Bread truck because the police were, had people around the campus and the kids were demonstrating, blah, blah, blah. They couldn't get to play because the cops wouldn't let them. But I want to say Rock Scully got a Wonder Bread truck and put all the band's equipment in there and snuck them in. Anyway, 1969, set A, they did, or show A, I guess I could say, Sierra College, and that was Rockland, California. That was an afternoon show. And then B, a little bit later on in the evening, they played again at the Winterland Arena. 1970, Fieldhouse, Middletown, Connecticut. 1972, great show, the Olympic Theater in Paris, France. 1977, they played at the Palladium. And that, of course, was in New York City. And supposedly that was the last Jack Straw. I don't know about that. Might have to consult the directory on that a little bit later. 1979, the Charlotte Coliseum, North Carolina. 1986, California Exposition Amphitheater in Sacramento. That was a Kentucky Derby day, and the last race is on. 1987, Frost Amphitheater, Stanford University, Palo Alto, California. And don't ask me why, but for some reason the guys decided to do the Little Bunny Foo-Foo tuning before Peggy-O. It was also an FM broadcast. 1991, the last time the Grateful Dead played on today's date. It was a show done without Bruce Hornsby. It was a Rex Foundation benefit, and it was over at Frost Amphitheater down in Stanford. Yeah, most people don't realize that Bruce Hornsby, for a little over a year, was actually an official member of the Grateful Dead. He played in a cover band when he was in college, a Grateful Dead cover band. And I'm going to have to look it up because It is a really, really, really good name, and I just can't remember it. And I'll have to look it up for you. But I know one of the better band names that I've heard is what the Grateful Dead Roadies actually had a band. They went out and played a couple, local shows in California, and they actually called themselves Sparky and the Ass Bites. So I thought that was pretty good. Okay, let's get on with some music here, guys. We're going to feature some music from, like I said, a variety of different acts tonight. A little bit later on in the program, I'm going to cover John Barlow's 25 Principles of Being Alive. So we're going to start out wrapping up that 7/3/78 show from St. Paul Civic Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. A couple tunes there to wrap it up. They're going to do a Sugar Mag and encore with a Werewolves of London. Let's see. Then we're going to roll through some Allman Brothers. Got a little bit of Bill Monroe and Doc Watson on the plate. Canyon Collected, a great band out of Colorado, a little bit later. The Dead, I decided to play some of The Dead. I always play, the Grateful Dead, but I actually saw The Dead, and they weren't that bad. They weren't that good, but they weren't that bad. So I've got a tune from when they played up at Deer Creek in Noblesville, 7/25, 2004. Man, it does not seem that long ago. A lot of you guys were probably up at that show. And then a little Glow Stick Willie, probably, yeah. We'll see. Let's get on with some music here, guys, and then when you tune back in, I will tell you some information that you do not know. Yes, I'll be covering some jam band headlines, cover the 420 bits, and also tell you about some more great shows we have here at WAIF. You're listening to Ramblin' Rob on WAIF 80.3 FM in Cincinnati. A big shout out to Taper Jesse. Hope you're feeling better.
I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it, and didn't inhale, and never tried it again.
She's got everything I need. The pines in the sun. sunshine daydream. Walk you in the tall trees, going where the wind goes. Blooming, blooming like a red rose. Now come on over, sweet love. Right out singing a cockshit in the morning sunshine. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream. Come on over, daydream. Sunshine daydream. Yeah, coming from a sweet dream. Sunshine daydream. Waiting in a cold stream. Curl on at your window. Going where the wind goes. They're never gonna miss us. Right out there, I'll catch you in the morning sunshine, y'all. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream, y'all. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream. Come on over, daydream. Sunshine daydream. Come on over, daydream. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream. Come on over, daydream. Sunshine daydream. Come on. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream. Sunshine daydream. We go to daydream. Just
Cannonball! Cannonball coming.
I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for a place called Legal Fuzz, for to get a big dish of beef chow mein. Ahoo, werewolves in London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves in London. Ahoo, ah. Junior walking with the queen. They was doing the werewolves in London. I saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada and trading Vicks. And his hair was perfect. Thank you all very much, and good night now.
Congratulations on landing the job. I'm really excited for you.
Thanks. How's your search going?
The job market's tight. I mean, I can barely get an interview,
Yeah.
and I've got student loans to deal with. You're lucky, you know? The National Guard paid your loans off.
Luck, the Guard was a smart decision, one you can still make.
The National Guard Student Loan Repayment Program can pay up to $50,000 of your existing student loans. Get the details at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Ohio National Guard. Aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This entire piece of music was played with only two instruments, a right hand and a left hand. Hands can do incredible things, but nothing compares to using them to help save a life with hands-only CPR. If an adult suddenly collapses, call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of their chest until help arrives. Hands-only CPR is recommended by the American Heart Association, and it's incredibly easy and effective. For more information on hands-only CPR and to make your own hand symphony track, visit handsonlycpr.org today. The power to help save a life is in your hands. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
One thing that puzzles me is the makeup of your audience. It seems to be predominantly young boys.
Well, it's a sexual thing, really. Aside from the identifying that the boys do with us, there's also like a reaction to the female to our music. What was
They're quite fearful.
Yeah.
That was my theory. They see us on stage with tight trousers. We've got, armadillos on our trousers. I mean, it's really quite frightening, the size.
Yeah.
And they run screaming.
The dealer says, alone in the dark, a cigarette shines on his very last card. Everything he has, he's watched it come and go. But a gambler's roll. A cold wind blows. The young girl's world apart. She bet it all. She bet it all on the Jack of Hearts. Lost her soul on a gambler's roll. You know the gambler, he rides on a fool's train, trading silver for gold. But his luck may change as time takes its toll on a gambler's just about his last game. And not even she knows all the sorrow and pain till that 45 deals the fatal blow on a gambler's roll. You know the gambler, he rides on a fool's train, trading silver and gold. But his luck may change as time takes its toll. But a gambler's roll. On a gambler, on a gambler's roll.
I asked my love to take a walk, just a little ways with me, and as we walked, and we would talk all about our wedding day. Darling, say that you'll be mine. In our home we'll happy be, down beside where the waters flow, on the banks of the Ohio. I took her by her pretty white hand, I led her down those banks of sand, I plunged her in where she would drown, and watched her as she floated down. Darling, say that you'll be mine. In our home we'll happy be, down beside where the waters flow, on the banks of the Ohio. our home will happy be. Down beside where the waters flow, on the banks of the Ohio.
Here we are. I'm Hadley, internal medicine, and Dr. Lafong, communicable diseases, Dr. Boyer, bacteriology, and Dr. Stinson, Marston, and Gill of the Northampton Trauma Institute, and Dr. Imhouse of the Zurich Relief Fund. These are our newly arrived surgeons, Drs. Trowbridge and Greenbaum. Doctor? 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 Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor? Doctor? Doctor? Doctor? Doctor? Doctor? Doctor? Doctor? Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor? Doctor? Doctor? Doctor? And doctor. Well, we miss anyone?
Cornfields as far as the eye can see, sunsets are falling on oceans of trees. The second you're there, when time slows down, familiar faces in small hometowns. Oh, where Appalachian grows, hills in my head, valleys in my eyes. These backwood bones drifted away.
was a little bit of Canyon Collected there. In case you're tuning in a little bit late, I'm Ramblin' Rob. Thanks again for joining me. Trying to crank out some different stuff for you guys this evening. If you're tuning in a little bit late, we wrapped up the 7-3-78 show up at St. Paul with a little Sugar Mag and Where Was of London. Then did some Allman Brothers doing Gambler's Roll. Then, surprisingly, getting a little bluegrassy, some Bill Monroe and Doc Watson doing Banks of the Ohio, and that was Canyon Collected off their album In the Woods, and that one was released about 2 years ago. Met Leon and a couple of years ago at New Year's Eve. Really like that tune, so yeah, I've been playing some Canyon Collected lately. You guys should check them out. And Pick and Pair, the latest version. Next we have The Dead and a little bit of the Del McCoury Band. And then a surprise, I'm just going to keep it at that. And we're going to do some Eric Lambert, an artist who's been in studio once, a great musician. He's played a couple times in the local area, and I haven't checked it out, but I got a couple albums that he gave me, and he's got an album of just him covering Bob Dylan songs, which is really great for me because I love Bobby D. So check him out. He's on Facebook, Eric Lambert. And then a little Glow Stick Willie doing Alibi off Willie Town. And some Grateful Dead, Bob Weir Band in parentheses. And then maybe some, give it a little time. It's about 45 seconds to a minute of the guys just kind of dealing around, tuning up, stuff like that. But some David and the Dorks for you guys. You're listening to WAIF 88.3 FM. I'm Ramblin' Rob. Become a member today. It's quick and easy. WAIF883.org. All kinds of other goodies on the website. You can become a member. You can get a t-shirt to support WAIF. If you don't want to become a member, buy a t-shirt. They're cool. They're great. They look good. They're fashionable. All the cool kids are wearing them. And you can also check out the updated programming grid and get Android and smartphone applications for your smart device. Okay, real quick, jam band news. Unfortunately, bad news to start out with. Charles Neville passes away, Neville Brothers, saxophonist. So big condolences to his family. Also, surprisingly, the band Fleetwood Mac announced that they were having a North American tour. And oddly enough, Sirius FM just started the Fleetwood Mac station probably in the last week or so. So that's kind of weird commercial marketing in my opinion. Also, let's see, next on the Jam Band News headline, we have the 50th anniversary of Anthem of the Sun coming up. Has it been that long? Yes, 50 years, 1968. And to commemorate that event, the Grateful Dead are releasing a deluxe edition of Anthem of the Sun, I believe, on vinyl also. Taper Jesse, I hope you hear that. Hope you get that. And then lastly, Prince album is due later on this year. Some unfinished work that got finished up, I guess, and apparently album worthy. So we're going to see how that is. I always liked Prince. I've seen him in concert once and always thought he was an original cat. Really loved about everything he did. He got a little weird. He got way weird, but incredible musician. All right, how about music from 2004, July 25th, up at Deer Creek in Noblesville. I forget what they call that thing now, something arena, but it was called Deer Creek back in the good old days. And then this is a longer tune. This one is a tune they didn't do too much. They only did it when they were the Dead. Night of 1,000 Stars. And like I said, a little Del McCoury to wrap up the hour probably. And then rolling into some Eric Lambert, Glow Stick Willie, Bob Weir Band, David and the Dirks. Stick around, guys. You don't want to miss what's coming up next.
If I ever die, I never will. serve you right. I try to serve you well. It's alright, the morning light, but in hindsight, you can tell.
And I've seen you at the corners and cafes, it seems. Red hair and black leather, my favorite color scheme. And he pulled on behind and down to Knoxville let it ride. Boy, it may have been Louisville, huh? I'm a dangerous man. I've fought with the law since I was 17. I robbed many a man to get my Vincent machine. Now I'm 21 years, I might be 22, and I don't mind dying, but for the love of you. And if fate you break my stride, then I'll give you my Vincent to ride. I'll give you my Vincent to ride. James, in my opinion, there's nothing in this world beats a 52 Vincent and a red-headed girl. And Martins and Indians and Greaves won't do. I don't have a soul like a Vincent 52. And he reached for her hand and he slipped her the keys. Said I don't have any further use for these. I see angels on aerials in living prose, being down from heaven to carry me home. And he gave her one last kiss and died. And he gave her this Vincent to ride. Well, folks, have you got a request you'd like to hear? All right. We got
Free
a
bird.
guy right here, Jason.
Free bird.
This guy guy in the front here wants Jason Carter to sing a real pretty love song. Are y'all ready for that?
No!
I'll give it a shot. This guy, he wanted to hear a song called What a Waste of Good Corn Liquor, and I'll try it for you.
For $400, I got Jerry Garcia in a pouch, man.
Nobody feels any pain tonight as I stand inside the rain. Everybody knows baby's got new clothes, but lately I see her ribbons and her bows have fallen from her curls. She takes just like a woman. She makes love just like a woman. Yes, she does. She aches just like a woman. She breaks like a little girl. Queen Mary, she's my friend. I believe I'll go see her again. Nobody has to guess that baby can't be blessed till she finally sees that she's like all the rest, with the fog, her amphetamine, and her pearls. She takes just like a woman, makes love just like a woman. Yes, she does. She aches just like a woman. She breaks like a little girl. It was raining from the first, and I was dying of thirst, so I came in here. And your long-time curse hurts, but what's worse is this pain in here. I can't stay in here. Oh, ain't it clear? Ain't it clear that I just don't fit? I believe it's time for us to quit. When we meet again, introduced as friends, please don't tell them that you knew me when. was hungry, and it was your world. She takes just like a woman, makes love just like a woman. She aches just like a woman. She breaks like a little girl.
Oh, no thanks. I got some store-bought right over here in my own.
No, man. This is grass.
You mean marijuana?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Is that what that is? Let me see that.
Let's do the Casey walk. Yeah. Just a second. Okay. Do that one too. But anyway, which one? Yeah, but we'll do that for an encore or something.
We are going for it, man. All right, let's see. We're gonna do yet another old country blues. Seeing as that's kind of, well, anyway.
That's all we can remember.
Yeah, that's all we can remember. Our poor adult memories are up to. But this one's a railroad song. Well, I thought I heard that kiss when she moaned. Thought I heard that kiss when she moaned. Thought I heard that kiss when she moaned. Well, she sounds like she's got her hair done. Yes, and when I get back on that Casey road, when I get back on that Casey road, when I get back on that Casey road, gonna love my woman like I never loved before. Yes, I thought I heard that kiss when she moaned. Thought I heard that kiss when she moaned. Thought I heard that kiss when she moaned. Oh, it just sounds like she's got her hair below.
Tune in to IHU, I Hear You with host Zenobia Biden. IHU is directed towards the youth, young adults of today, which allows them to voice their opinions, comments without fear of being put down, but to be heard. We all can learn from each other if we're willing to listen. So join IHU, I Hear You, and Zenobia right here on WAIF 88.3 FM every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. and call 513-749-1444 to share your thoughts and comments. You're listening to Ramblin' Rob on the greatest story ever told. Thanks again for joining me. Big shout out to Taper Jesse. He's back in here soon in studio joining me. It's a lot more fun when he's in here. And we have had a good time, and we enjoyed doing this. We've been doing it almost 6 years. Well, 6 years, not almost, 6 years. Bringing you the best in Grateful Dead, live bands, regional acts, some zaniness. We just had the interns in and Twig and Leaf this year. Going to have a couple more bands in a little bit later on this year. Tune in for more information or find Ramblin' Rob on Facebook. Also, Ramblin' Rob's Greatest Story Ever Told official Facebook page. Also, I have a YouTube channel with almost 265 old shows and videos for your listening enjoyment. Real quick, our 420 bit for the day. In 1965, in December, the band agrees upon a name after considering the Emergency Crew. And I believe they recorded 2 tracks as the Emergency Crew. I think Don't Ease Me In and maybe Stealin', maybe. But it was a 45 double that they did as the Emergency Crew, or they backed up someone. Anyway, let's play a little bit of... This is... let's see, from 1970, 12/29. This was out at the Matrix in San Francisco, California. This is David and the Dorks, which was, Jerry Garcia and David Crosby. And I forget who else was involved in the shenanigans with these guys. But they only did a couple shows as David and the Dorks. And this is a number, I think you'll recognize it. Oh, let me start this a little earlier here. And then you guys can enjoy the whole thing here. Okay, here we go.
Your father, you do for you when your mama. Papa said that he got to do for you when your mama. Papa said he got
time dying. They got a hard time when your mama motherless children got a hard time when your mama motherless children got a hard time when your mama children got a hard time crying, you know they got a hard time living and a hard time dying. They got a hard old time.
This is a top to what we use on stage, but it's very, very special because if you can see, the numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11, 11,
And most of
11,
the
and then
amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it? It's not 10. You see, most blokes, be playing at 10. You're on 10 here, all the way up, all the way up,
Yeah.
all the way up. You're on 10 on your guitar. Where can you go from there? Where?
I don't know.
Nowhere, exactly. What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
wondering about the days that used to be. As I looked in that valley down below, it was green just as far as I could see. My memory returned, oh how my heart did yearn for you in the days that used to be. High on the mountain top, standing all alone, wondering where the years of my life have flown. High on the mountain top, wind blowing free, wondering about the days that used to be. Time blotted out your memory. As I listen to the breeze whisper gently to the trees, I'll always cherish what you meant to me. High on the mountain top, standing all alone, wondering where the years of my life have flown. High on the mountain top, wind blowing free, wondering about the days that used to be. High on the mountain top, standing all alone, wondering where the years of my life have flown. High on the mountain top, wind blowing free, wondering about the days that used to be. I wonder if you ever think of me.
All right, that was a little bit of Hot Rides there. Ramblin' Rob is kind of mixing it up for you guys, in case you're joining us a little bit late this evening. Played some Grateful Dead, of course. Rolled into some Allman Brothers, some Bill Monroe and Doc Watson, some Canyon Collected, The Dead, Del McCoury Band. Threw some Devo in just as a palate cleanser. Some Eric Lambert, some Glow Stick Real Willie, just rocking as always on Alibi. Some Bob Weir Band from Columbia University, Loyola University in Chicago. Let's see, we played David and the Dorks from 1970, 1220, The Matrix, San Francisco, California, doing a little Motherless Children. It's a Sin, Grateful Dead, kinda. This was a Mickey and the Heartbeats show with Howard Wales playing keys. As if you didn't know, listening to it immediately, that was Howard Wales from 1969. August 28th, Family Dog at the Great Highway, San Francisco, California. And that last piece we listened to, that kind of weird one there right before Hot Rise, doing High on a Mountain, was, I guess, subjectively titled, Why Thanks, Yes, I Think I Will. That was, of course, Phil Lesh when he played the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco, California on 11/28/1973. Well, we have the Notorious Joyous getting his equipment set up, ready to bring you guys some cool stuff, I'm sure. And we're going to roll out of here. We got time for about maybe half of this tune, but a rare tune that I think they only played once. Not even them. I think it was just, I don't know. I have to look this up. But anyway, this is Arabia. I think Jerry Garcia and David Grisman played it a couple times, maybe once live. A little tough tune to do, but before that, I've got some good information for you guys, stuff that you might want to take to the bank. Tune in next week. Got some more Grateful Dead, probably some Jerry Garcia Band. I may do another mix-up show for you guys and play some different stuff. I like the Grateful Dead as much as the next person, but we'll throw some of that jam band genre stuff in just for good measure. All right. Catch you cats later.
There's a criminal on the loose. It could be in your area.
In fact, it could be in your backyard.
It's the Asian longhorn beetle, a black and white insect, and it's a tree killer.
Thing is, in cold weather, it goes into hiding inside the trees.
So, we need your help.
Don't move firewood. It can spread the beetle.
Buy it locally. burn it locally.
If you want to protect the trees, it's as simple as black and white. Don't move firewood.
Learn more at beetlebusters.info. A message from the U.S.
Ranger Station.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting, as in Smokey Bear. I was about to start up my ATV on a trail near a bunch of dry brush, and Smokey told me that was dangerous because one spark can start a wildfire.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans?
No kidding.
I'm a forest ranger. We never kid.
Sorry.
Kidding. Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
But hey, enough of my yakking. What do you say? Let's boogie.